What's going on, guys? It's Kuei here, and today we're going to talk about update 5.2. What's even in this update? And is this an update or a patch? Well, let's break it down. Firstly, what did we expect from this update? The community expected that we would get a diamond and a gold character card. Some people theorized spawn, but that came out of nowhere. It was just a random rumor that spread, and the side character was always going to be Adenia Blood Sindel because she was rumored, but also very likely to finish the Adenia Blood team. That's all fine and dandy. However, we did not get a diamond character, all right? And we also got 0 new brutalities or friendships, which means 0 new gears. So very little was actually added in this update on the surface. But if we want to go over everything that's actually changed in update 5.2, we need to go to the patch notes, but also secretly, the secret things that people are not talking about. So firstly, in the patch notes, we have a holiday event calendar going on, but that was going to happen anyways. So that's not even an update. Quality of life improvements. So they just made a bunch of quality of life improvements. MQ1 Scorpion is actually playable now. You don't have to do the fast tapping anymore. Circle Shadow Nightwolf had an issue apparently. I'm not even going to go over some of this stuff. Quan Chi had an issue. Raiden, classic movie Raiden. That's the worst one because they made his passive take so long to use that his special attack 2 doesn't work anymore. Essentially, you're not able to actually use your passive anymore to get your extra 30% damage. But I guess it's something they overcorrected and they're gonna have to undercorrect again with the following update. Jason Voorhees can now do a basic combo order and then use his special attack 2 and not miss, which is beautiful. Might make Nightmare Team actually playable. And then Cabal had some sort of bug where he stacked gears or something, stacked different equipments. I don't know. Stunt Buddies had an issue. Restless Ninja Figure, Quality Scepter. They just fixed a ton of gears from the previous update. And with that in mind, we finally get to towers, which they fixed some bug in Shiryu Tower that prevented you from progressing. You're telling me that has to be fixed after it's already over and there's no compensation? Whatever. Crypt was sort of improved. I have a video playing Crypt all the way through here soon, so I'm not going to talk a whole lot about it because it's a long game mode that deserves its own video, right? Towers are the biggest thing in this update. What all was added and changed? Well, firstly, Earthrealm Tower Fatal and Dark Queen's Tower Fatal have not been planned, nor do I think they're going to be happening. But Kuei, there's 2 normal towers going on right now. Aren't we supposed to have a Fatal at some point in time? Well, yeah, we should, but I don't think it's going to be Dark Queen's or Earthrealm Tower. Here's the thing. A few towers have been reworked in this update. Classic Tower Normal and Fatal are now changed. Classic Tower Normal has different rewards, and so does Classic Tower Fatal, which leads me to believe that those are the 2 towers that will be returning in a normal and Fatal form. But Earthrealm Tower, I don't think Fatal's coming. It's just going to go away. And if Dark Queen Tower Fatal does happen to drop, it's going to probably come in, let's say 20, maybe 30 days into the normal Dark Queen's Tower run. But I still don't think it's going to happen. Now with Dark Queen's Tower Normal, they didn't even revamp the rewards. So it's actually pretty garbage. I'm not going to lie. It's not good. This has to be the worst news I can deliver. Lin Kuei Tower 2020 and the original Lin Kuei Tower, of which I'm putting them both on screen so you can see that they are different things. They're not the same tower. One didn't have an epic reward and one did. That was basically the only difference. Either tower has not been revamped yet with new rewards, which could either be a good thing or a bad thing. The reason why is because they said that Lin Kuei Tower is returning, okay? So if they're going to have it return, why not revamp the rewards? Kold War Tower has been renamed to Kold Tower, and it's actually been redesigned now. The tower looks different. So there's a good chance Kold Tower is going to be returning, but it's the one that got the revamp, while Lin Kuei Tower, the one with the horrible rewards, didn't. So what I hope happens is that they take this Lin Kuei Tower, right, and before they drop it in January, like they said they are going to do, they add MK1 Subzero give us a patch, right? And add MK1 Subzero to the rewards and release a tower that way. Because at the current state of the tower, it is going to be one of the worst goddamn towers to ever run through. The fact that if they do bring back the new version without any epic reward whatsoever, that will be a nightmare experience. Nobody will be happy. So hopefully that does get revamped, and we get a 5.2.1 for that. But when it comes to characters, what was added? Adenium Blood Sindel. Truthfully, guys, there is no secret character in the game files. I checked hard when the update first dropped, and there was nothing. There is no new character. While yes, there was no main character added in this update, they told us that Kuei Tower will be returning in January, which is about a month from now. I consider this update to be a 0.1. What this update should have been called is Update 5.1.1. And let me know in the comments down below if you agree with me. This is a great quality of life and patch in MK Mobile. This is a great patch, but it's an awful content update. So it should have just been a 5.1.1 addition. It shouldn't have been a 5.2 update. That's what I think. But 5.2.1 could happen, y'all. It could. And hopefully what happens is, with the return of Kuei Tower, we get an MK1 Subzero or a classic Subzero cameo. Although, it's still likely that we will just get no new things added to this update anytime soon, and we're going to have to wait 3 months yet again. What else could this be? What could it mean that the developers only dropped an Adenium Blood Sindel? It could mean that they're testing us. They're testing to see if the community can handle such little content added in an update, but with more patches. Because believe it or not, the community has been extremely upset at the disregard for patches, for fixing bugs. And whenever they fix bugs, there's a whole load of new ones introduced in every update. So people have been begging them to please just fix the game and make it more stable. And it does seem like they leaned heavily into doing that for this update, but at the sacrifice of content. So either they sacrificed everything to make the game more stable to test us, or they just can't add the content. Or they don't want to. What about the other game called MK Onslaught? Because I think it's actually really important to talk about the differences between Onslaught and MK Mobile. Cactus Pack used to be a lead designer for MK Mobile. He moved to the Onslaught team, but he still knows the MK Mobile team, so he gives hints every now and then for what the next update could potentially have. With this in mind, he said that they were probably going to be treated in a mostly fair way. That MK Mobile was still going to receive updates, it's going to be a supported game, but Onslaught is just a new title. And obviously Onslaught is going to be given a little bit more of attention because it's a newer game. So Warner Brothers wants to go all in on it. However, it's completely unbalanced. They're giving way too much attention to Onslaught that they're sacrificing, and they're literally bleeding MK Mobile. This game has the potential to make them so much money. The fact that they are just letting it bleed dry is not good. They need to get a hold of that. So in Onslaught, update 1.2, I think it might be 1.1. I'll put it on screen. But update whatnot added 3 new characters. And guess what? They are all MK1 characters. That's insanity. They added MK1 Shang Tsung and a freaking Chronicle event, which is pretty interesting and something I think MK Mobile needs to have at some point, right? And they also added MK1 Kenshi in that update. MK1 Kenshi? Bro! Oh, we've been wanting a new Kenshi for years. All right. Next up, they added Classic Subzero. You're probably saying that's not an MK1. Well, guess what Classic Subzero looks like? The MK1 Classic Subzero cameo. That's insane. They're already getting cameos in MK Onslaught. But you're probably wondering, oh, Kuei, but how long are the updates supposed to take for Onslaught? Like, how long in between do people have to wait? It's been about a month for every update in Onslaught. And they're also adding a ton of relics for each update, which is why I feel that MK Mobile is being left out heavily. Onslaught is getting favored so much to the point where MK Mobile is suffering from it. But instead of just sitting here and saying all these negative things, here are the positives that I've learned. And the positives are, I'm going to try to keep doing content. I'm going to try to change up my style. I'm going to keep doing new things. I'm not going to let this slow me down. That's what I'm not going to let it happen. I'm going to keep making videos and keep trying to entertain the best way I can. And no matter how much content is added in MK Mobile, I'm still going to play and I'm still going to do videos when I have my free time to do so. Because I freaking enjoy this game a lot. I've been playing for almost 9 years now. I mean, this has been my childhood game. It's been my dream come true to become a YouTuber, and I'm not going to let it, be thrown away by one bad update. Although this update in particular has to be the least amount of content we've ever received in an actual 0.1 update. So some people have speculated that a 6.0 could be around the corner. And even if that's the case, is it true that they would be saving all their efforts for the 6.0 update? I really don't think so, because is it really that hard to add a singular MK1 character in this update? They didn't even have to add any gears. They just needed to add one singular MK1 cameo or whatever in this game. That's it. But they didn't, and we have to handle that. So hopefully there's a 5.2.1 that adds a second character to this update around the corner, and preferably some extra brutalities or gears of any sort, but that's not necessary. There's always a small, very minute chance that they potentially have extra stuff on the side that they would add in if the backlash was too much for this update. You never know. Don't hate on the game, but definitely voice the criticism. But give them respect for the things they did do. Because I feel like if we give them respect for the quality of life and the patches they made in this update, if we say you did a good job with those two things, then they know that we respect and we appreciate the little things that they've actually been improving on. Which, like I said, the patches and the quality of life aspect. But we obviously have to voice that content is more important than they would imagine to us. But that's going to be for this video. Hopefully they do add MK1 Subzero or some extra character with 5.2.1. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure you like and subscribe if you are new. And yeah, peace out.